Struggling a lot recently with stuff like that, and it's been really hard. And on top of that, I've got an eating disorder. It's all kind of just piling up together.
Yeah.
And almost 2 years ago, I was in the hospital for a suicide attempt, and things have gotten so bad that we're considering going back to the hospital.
Tell me why.
I've been having a lot of suicidal thoughts, and then also like not being able to stay at a healthy weight.
Let me make sure before you go any further, I want to make sure you feel safe right now. That's more important than anything. This is my heart, your heart. I'm proud of you by being open and honest and asking for help. So we're dealing with an eating disorder and the possibilities of you maybe going back to the hospital. Okay, so your mom and dad are aware. Decision, is this being made by you and who else?
Me and my biological mom and my biological father.
Okay. Are they being supportive? Okay, good. You have a good relationship with them?
I have a good relationship with my biological father. My dad is.
Who do you live with?
I live with my mom.
Okay.
I live with my dad's every other weekend.
Okay. Can you tell me more about your eating disorder?
I've had it for about 3 years.
What is your eating disorder?
I have anorexia. And it's kind of weird because my weight shifts around, so I don't really look like someone that is anorexic, which makes it harder for me to...
Does anorexia have a look necessarily?
Like the stereotypical person with anorexia is like super skinny and they look really unhealthy.
Are you in therapy?
No.
Okay.
We don't have money for it.
Have you eaten today?
I ate lunch.
What'd you eat?
I had a cheeseburger and some french fries.
Okay. And so, how do you feel about that? You feel guilty?
A little bit, but it also helps that talk to him. He's been really supportive with me like this entire time.
Will you go and purge? Okay. Who diagnosed you with anorexia?
I was diagnosed by the doctor that was in the hospital when I was admitted for myself.
Okay. When was the suicide attempt?
May 25th of 2015. Yeah.
And you're not in therapy because you can't afford it, your parents? Can I ask you some questions? And I want you to be honest with me. But more than anything, I want you to feel safe. And if you don't feel safe, please let me know. How old are you? I love that you have an open heart to want to figure this out. Are you safe at home with your mom?
For the most part, yes.
For the most part. Any abuse, mental, physical, emotional, sexual?
Emotional sometimes, but...
Okay. We're not perfect as parents. Do you feel alone?
Most of the time.
And what does that look like for you? That feeling of being alone?
Most of the time, when I'm like feeling that way, I'll just go and sit in my room because I don't want my brother and sister to be like upset by it because...
Do they know about it?
When I went to the hospital for my suicide attempt, my sister kind of thought it was her fault.
Mm-hmm.
And she was 8 years old then. And that's always kind of been something that's like a burden on me because she thought that it was her fault.
That was my next question. Let me, go ahead.
She thought it was her fault because she didn't tell me that she loved me. before she went to bed that night.
That hurts your heart. Here's my second question. Do you feel like you're a burden to your family, your sister, your friends? Do you feel like you're a disappointment?
Yeah.
So do you self-harm?
I used to, like really, really bad.
Cutting, hitting, punching, pulling your hair?
All of it.
All of it. When was the last time?
Last week.
Last week, okay. How is your heart right now?
Hurting.
Can I see your arms? Would you mind? What's that one scratch on your left hand? That
That's from having a panic.
the panic attack. You did that to yourself? Okay. What about that arm? Okay. Legs? You have any?
I have scarring, but that's really all that's there.
Do you want to die?
Sometimes I'll convince myself that I do, but when it gets down to it, if I was to ever do something, I'm so terrified of dying that I don't think I would ever go through with that.
What scares you?
Like my brother and my sister and my other younger brother, seeing that as being okay, and my little baby brother that's 4, he's had a rough life his entire life so far, and I want to be able to be there for him and the thought of.
I love your heart. Going off that, I'm going to ask you this question. In the current state of mind that you're in, are you emotionally healthy to be a big sister and a positive influence and role model on your siblings?
I don't think so.
I love your honesty. You're 16 and you're aware. Isn't that a great thing? And so my other question to you is, do you think that you would benefit from a timeout?
I think so.
What would that mean to you?
I think that even though I don't really want to, I know that the best thing for me right now would probably be to be in the hospital.
Are you open to that, to where if you go, you're going to invest in that care? Do you want me to help you get there?
I'm not really sure what I want to do because I've got, like, the main problem with me going to the hospital right now is I've got testing and stuff coming up in school that is going to either, like, make or break my possibility of graduating, and I can't miss those because there's no.
You're not missing it. Think about this. The rest of your life is dependent on this self-care right now. This is the here and the now with the tests. We as a school care more about than we do this test. We will make room for the test, but we can't make room if we don't know that there's something going on. So my question to you is, if we can help you, are you willing to say, okay, this is going to work itself out, but I need to take care of this first? Does that make sense? I'm going to do this. I'm going to step out for a second. Okay. Is the school aware of what's happening? Are you okay right now? You feel safe? Are you scared?
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense because it's the unknown. But I love in your heart that, do you think this step, although it's scary, is the right thing for you? What do you think I'm thinking of you right now? You know what I see in you? I see a beautiful, strong, young lady that has courage. I don't see many people like you. I think we need more people like you. So give me a second. I'll be right back. So that right there is very similar to what we deal with every single day. And some of these kids feel safe and they can share with me. And my job is to be able to work as the liaison between the brokenness in the child and the school, and not just getting the school to say, hey, these kids are on our radar, but helping the school give these kids what they need. So now what we got to do is we're going to do an assessment. We're going to call the family, and we're probably going to get her the help that she needs. Hey, I really appreciate you watching this video. I want to just leave you with a couple of things I think are really important. Number one is whenever you're in this situation and you're doing an assessment on an individual, you want to make sure that this person feels that you're not judging them and that you're validating their thoughts and their feelings, and that you're patient and willing to listen to them, that you're not going to fix it, and that what they are going through is real to them. The pain that they're feeling is real, and you have to validate that. Also, you want to make sure they feel safe. People ask two questions every single day. Number one, can I trust you? And number two, do you care about me? So especially with a teenager, when you're sitting there in this moment, you have to make sure you're answering those two questions. And when they feel they can trust you and you care about them, they're going to open up with everything. So in the end, I want to tell you what happened. We got the people involved that needed to be involved. We made a phone call to the parents. Parents came down. That took about 3 hours to convince them that this is a situation that needed to be taken care of immediately, needed to be taken care of today, and that in order for this child to come back to school, they needed to have a note from the doctor. Here's the thing. It's the kids that are on the school radar that we don't really need to be so concerned about, because we're working with the situation. We know where they are. It's many of the kids that are not on the school radar that we need to look out for. This ended up turning out to be a really good situation. Mom and the stepdad and the dad and the stepmom all came together, did the right thing for the child, and got the child the help that they need. I want you to remember this as we close. Take all signs seriously. Fortunately, this was a young lady that knew she needed help. And we got her the help that she needed. And it was a good day.